Namaste. I see the divine in you as you see the divine in me. Namaste. And isn't this always the most beautiful way to greet each other? As I see the divine in you and you see the divine in me, we learn to see the divine within ourselves and within each other, as everything is a part of ourselves and nothing is outside of ourselves. All things are within us, and this is what we're learning more and more the more that we rise up into the one love consciousness. And to the one love consciousness means to regain our strength as the oneness, and that doesn't mean that we lose our individuality, but it means that we gain more individuality and more love for ourselves, because we don't even remember who we really are. We've lost so much during the battles, the lifetime after lifetime, and we have amnesia between lifetimes, and now we're learning to find ourselves again. And becoming one means finding who we are and working together with the great oneness of the whole universe, so that we can restore, first of all, our inner peace, which is most important, and then peaceful mankind. So it is always a beautiful, beautiful challenge for everyone who becomes activated with Ka'airon to allow ourselves to go to that inner space of healing and to receive the highest codes and to learn to grow into that love for the galactic federations and all of the love of the whole universe. And for us as activated who truly love the universe, there is no greater privilege to be able to do this, as becoming activated is a true privilege, a privilege that we have and that we can have. And once you're activated, you come into that whole collective environment, and whenever anyone else is activated into the future, your activations will just keep growing. So it's not only once you become activated, but you will be activated many thousands and thousands and thousands of times into the future. And isn't that the most precious gift, to be able to be into that collective environment that Ka'airon is creating for us? As a channel of the divine, it is a beautiful privilege to be that. And my task is to always to allow divine to teach. And that means that I, as Suzanna, step out of the way. I've been doing this for many lifetimes. I'm aware of it, and the more I rise into my love, the more I remember. The more I remember, the more I need to forgive, because I remember so much. The more I forgive, the more I come into my love, and that is beautiful. So I'm going to read out the forgiveness statement before I close my eyes to allow you to listen to the divine teachers. Ka'airon, I bring you now into my spaces of love and healing. I ask for your presence and for your love to be with me at this time. I forgive all that has caused my pain to happen. I release it now. I allow the angels to take it away for me. I bring in the love and the peace, and I desire to understand more joy and self-love. I surround myself with the highest loving divine beings who are here to take care of me. I let go of all fear within me. I release it. I trust that all things are perfect as they are. I'm ready to love myself and all of life more. Thank you, Ka'airon. Thank you, great divine love. Namaste. Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, And I always state to the people who desire to listen to the higher ways of love and truth, happy is the one who listens to these words, for these words mean everlasting happiness and life. Happy is the one who desires to understand the true foundation of the universal love. Happy is the one who desires to come to the great mountain of light and to receive the healing, and to be among those who say, how happy we are for being part of the great sun consciousness rising upon the earth. For how long have we been waiting to hear these words being spoken? How long have we been praying for the depth of love to come within us? Certainly it is a happy time for all those who have been waiting for lifetimes to come to this very moment when the greatest key of the greatest life foundation is being opened. What life foundation is this? What love is this? The very life within you when you come to the great mountain of the great Kairon. The greater you go and grow in your great blessings, the more you will understand the depth within all that is divinely beautiful. The mind of the human cannot comprehend the greatness that is coming, the great blessings. But those who seek truth within them will certainly find it. It isn't an easy path to find. How many lifetimes have you been searching for the highest path? And each lifetime so many kept praying, great sovereign Lord, please allow peace to come. Allow us to feel the greatness happening. Allow the people to learn to forgive each other instead of paining each other with weapons. How many lifetimes have you been praying for the highest love consciousness to come to your plane? And yet here it is. And how many people actually desire to come to the great mountain when the great mountain has opened upon your plane? Indeed, the great door has opened to come within the depth of the holy mountain of light, where the people can learn to heal within, when they can learn to feel the awakening flows happening within them, when they can learn to understand their true love within them. But it is only for the ones who truly appreciate all the spiritual treasures who can find it at this time. This is why Jesus, my channel 2,000 years ago, also stated, as I do now through my designated channel, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel. The spiritual road is not easy to find, for it is only the ones who truly desire to understand it who can find it. For many will claim, look how easy it is to get onto that road filled with spiritual treasures. We only need to desire it, Lord, do we not? And I, as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel state, yes, it is for the ones who truly desire it. But then will you act upon it? Will you change your ways? Or will you be stuck in your normal ways of being? Are your ways too difficult to give up for the great way that is opened up before you? Many people disputed the teachings of my channel, Jesus, 2,000 years ago. How can you state, Jesus, that the way of your great Lord Emmanuel is the highest way? We've been listening to our spiritual teachers, the people in their preaching houses. We have grown up with those ideas. And the books, the holy books, with the holy laws. How can we give that up? And Jesus stated, there is only one road to the highest ways. For how can the great Lord give many roads? For there are many roads to finding their own truth. But there is only one road to finding the highest truth. For that is the highest way of spiritual treasures. Many walked away 2,000 years ago upon hearing this, because they were part of the preachers. They could not give that up. How can we give that up? Jesus, what are you offering us? Jesus. And Jesus stated, the highest truth is eternal. It will never change. The ways of the people will always change. Ideas come, ideas go. People write books. It's people's ideas you worship. But it is the great Lord who never changes. His ways are eternal. But you can only find that eternal truth, the great road within you, when you desire to understand it. And then you too can learn to follow that highest truth. For there is only one road, and that road is so narrow and difficult to find. It is only the ones who truly desire to find it, and the road is difficult. You must give up your own thoughts to find the higher road, for your own thoughts are not of the high love vibration until you become one with the great Father, until you find that highest truth within you. And then when you learn to flow with a great love vibration, you will find the highest truth. And it is then that you will learn to flow in harmony with the great Lord. And then you can truly say, I am working in a perfect union with the great Father. It is those who the great Father is seeking out. It is not the ones who claim this and claim that. They always do their own thoughts, and then they state they're doing the will of the great Father. And yet, look at their ways. They are not forgiving. They keep punishing, judging. They keep outing the people who don't want to listen to them. The people do not have true freedom. The people have to listen to the ways of man. And Jesus was stopped in that teaching. Jesus You may claim to be speaking for the great Father here, and we hear truth within you. But we cannot give that up, for we have such a great following of people. We have set the laws within our spaces. Look how we have punished the people when they have not desired to listen to our ways. For we have always tried our best to keep them tight. We believe we're following the ways of our gods. We believe they are the right ways. You are speaking here of a whole other truth, Jesus, a truth that is of love. But if you do not place the thoughts of the people within them, then how can they stay within your love? How can they follow the great Lord? For do you not need to place fear within the people, for the people to keep listening? And yes, these were the very thoughts Jesus encountered. It is so today also in many belief systems. Although many people have walked away from those hell thoughts, or if you don't believe in a certain road you will be punished, it still is deeply ingrained within you. It is deeply ingrained within the people that they must follow an organization or a belief, otherwise they feel isolated. Jesus always taught the people, it is the divine truth that is within you. For here you must learn not to follow a person, for a person lives in the lower realms. What do they understand of the high love realms? What do they understand of the great eternal love in the great mansions of being? It is not I as Jesus who is the great teacher. I am a messenger of all things, he stated 2,000 years ago. And again, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel will state the same. She will state to the people, it is not I who is the great teacher. I am the designated messenger to bring the higher thoughts through, to allow the people to find their space back into the great eternal love that is very difficult to find. For the people upon your plane is very difficult to find the greater truth, because so many are led by numbers. Let's look at this belief. Let's look at that belief. What do the numbers say? What do the numbers dictate? I, as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, say, if you believe in this way, have you really evolved from 2,000 years ago? This may be difficult for you to learn, but 2,000 years ago, when Jesus was my designated channel upon your plane, the people were also led by the numbers. They also were dictated by the numbers. They didn't want to be isolated. They were afraid to follow Jesus. They were afraid to listen to the teachings of the great divine Lord. What if the people found out that they were following Jesus? They would not be counted as worthy among the people. They were isolated. Only the very strong ones had the courage to listen and keep following the ways of the great Lord. And there were those who were courageous, and they had the courage to speak to others. Look, the great Father is with mankind. If you desire to understand greater ways of eternal truth, and how the Divine Father is here to guide the people to ways of love and peace. Come and listen to Jesus. I, as sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, state this to the people at this time. If you desire to find the higher ways of love and truth, if you desire to find eternal spaces and the highest dimensions of love, then come to this most beautiful channel, my only designated channel that ever existed in all spaces. And in this lifetime it is Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, the holy channel, and let no one speak other than that to her and about her. For when you say she is not the holy channel, what are you saying? You are saying that Suzanna is not from the highest love spaces, and that I, as sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, have made a grave mistake to bring the channel back to your plane. I will state this. As the people turned against Jesus 2,000 years ago and brought so much pain to their plane after the times when Jesus was tortured, so the people must also be careful at this time. When you accept Jesus within your heart, and when you truly say, Lord, I accept Jesus, also know that you must accept Suzanna, who was in that lifetime 2,000 years ago, Jesus, in that same soul life. Do you not believe that Jesus would come back time and time and time again, trying his utmost to bring light upon your plane? But so many believe otherwise. They say that Jesus lived that lifetime and then he was unreachable upon your plane. And yet I state, as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, Jesus has always lived among the people in many lifetimes, learning the ways of the people, bringing the love back to the people and all teachings that could possibly be. But it is for the people to desire to recognize that. Is it so difficult to understand how divine works? Will you ignore these teachings? Or will you say, Great Lord, we accept it? Why is it so difficult to accept it? Because the great majority of people deny it. But always remember that the great majority of people denied Jesus also. And yet so many people state now how they love Jesus, and they were the same ones who denied Jesus 2,000 years ago. Oh Lord, so many will state, that cannot be how I love Jesus. Do you? Do you really mean that with your heart? Why can you not state that you love my sovereign being, sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great? Jesus always stated, I am only a man. I am a messenger. It is not I who is the teacher. It is the great Father in the great heavens. Suzanna has evolved much since those times, and she is recognizing more and more those painful lifetimes that she lived, bringing back the love and the light to the people who denied the existence of all that was pure within their hearts, desiring to worship other things, and yet claiming that they worship the great divine Father. Even Jesus 2,000 years ago stated, many will claim in the name of Jesus that they are the one who is Jesus. And yet, when I, as Jesus, will return, it will not be in the way that you recognize it. For you will only recognize truth within you when you desire to search for it. For it is the Father who is within you, who will help you to recognize the divine path. For so many will say they do this and they do that in the name of the great Lord. And yet the great Lord will say, look at everything you have done in lifetimes. Have you brought love and peace to your plane? Do you desire to bring love and peace to the people? Do you desire to understand the highest divine Father? Or do you choose to deny it and keep ignoring it? For how can you find the spiritual treasures when you keep ignoring the great divine Father who has gifted you life? For you cannot keep ignoring it, nor can you keep denying it, for all truth must be spoken. If the great divine has no messenger, he will bring it through in the stones who will speak. He will bring it through in the thunder who will roar, and the people will be frightened of that. Hide me in the caves, because the thunder roars, and the stones speak, and hence the great Father sends a human messenger, so that it is easier for the people to understand. And so I, as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel state, blessed are the ones who recognize the divine channel. Suzanna Maria Emmanuel. Blessed are the ones who desire to have truth back within their hearts. Blessed are the ones who do not deny these sacred truths. For denying will only bring you more pain. For these truths will awaken many upon your plane. And when the numbers start desiring the highest mountain of the great light Kairon, where will you be? It is better for the leaders who have the followings to be among the first ones, and to allow their followings to come, and then they can state, I, as a human being, was among the first who allowed myself to listen to the great channel who brought through the divine teachings. And in that I can say that I became a great teacher for my people, and my people are so blessed because I began to listen as a human teacher. And that is the blessing of the teachers, the spiritual teachers who desire to understand the highest truth. I, as sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, always state to the people, I will return. I am here at this time, speaking to you, having returned with the great channel. And I, as the great Lord, sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, will state this. There can be no other channel for my divine sovereign being, for this channel has always been my channel. She is strong, she is mighty, and she is divinely blessed and led always. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.
Greetings.
Greetings and welcome. I am Chiron, Master of Magnetic Forces, Flows and Alignment Up. You may also know me as Cryon Magnetic Services. And it is always so beautiful, isn't it? To gather together so that you can learn higher truth and learn more about the universal game, your role at this time, how important you are, and what is in store for you, how magnificent this time is. First of all, I wish to congratulate all who are activated with my being Chiron, for they are very blessed, and also who desire to become activated in the very near future. Stephen, can you give them all a clap? That's right. Do you know that they are greatly blessed by divine? For they are among the first band of the activated. To become activated with my being Chiron means to be switched on to higher love codes. These higher love codes are a divine language. Yes, a whole divine language. Imagine seeing a language that you don't understand in front of you, and each part of the language goes up higher and higher and higher. And the universal divine language is the absolute oneness. It's the greatest collective oneness you can possibly comprehend. On a universal love level, you cannot comprehend it at this time yet, dear ones. It is magnificent. It is like an orchestra playing one note after another. Each divine level has healing codes for you, and the collective reach different bands within the codes. So imagine seeing a few bands with sacred language within them. When the collective numbers reach a certain band, all of the ones who are activated and learning that universal love language by doing their exercises, flowing in the love, being at peace, healing together with others, opening portals, or even by yourself as an activated person, you are included in that collective band. There are those among the activated who understand this very, very much, and there are those who are struggling along. But they are activated, and even after the first level, the human karma is released from them so that they can go to the highest star love dimensions after this lifetime. For those ones who really want to grow spiritually, they will want to access higher codes, which are given in level 2, weekend 2, and weekend 3. When you reach weekend 3, you are able to access the highest codes into the future. So when the greater collective starts coming in, once you are activated to that level, then you will be taken up higher as long as you keep working those love flows within your life. Building love within an activated is more important than all things, and you will not understand how powerful this is until you come further onto the road in the coming few years when you reach a collective state of being, and also in your future lifetimes, as the love that you build up now as an activated will help your multi-dimensional life in all future lifetimes coming. For those ones who desire to reach the ultimate spiritual self now, you are invited to become activated before 2020. Even then, depending on how much the desire is, it will depend when it will include 2020 or not. So at this time, that gate is still uncertain because the Galactic Federations of Light Society are watching what the choices will be. Originally, this gate was going to stay open for another 5 or so years, but because the resistance to the higher love realms is so great at this time, because people are digging in with their feet, the Galactic Federation of Light Society, together with my being Chiron, have decided to speed all things up. In the greater galactic federations, there are always plans. And because it's not only you involved here, but also the greater universes, they have a great say. You see, all things are magnified. In the great Lemuria, you received codes for building the greater universes as all things were greatly destroyed. As Lemurians, you had the privilege to be among the dimension builders. You worked in teams together. In those teams, you built several codes in many lifetimes. On the collective level, you built so many codes, and you needed each other to build the universes up, as all things work in the collective love in the universe. It is never given just to one, because you all have the opportunity to learn to rise as one. So it's not about straggling behind, it's about learning to work together. So part of Lemuria was designated for those rays over there, which would build up those universes over there. Those parts of Lemuria were designated for those rays over there, which would strengthen those universes those Lemurians were working with, and also strengthen those universes that those Lemurians were working with. And depending how greatly evolved you were as a Lemurian, depended on how many codes you could work with in a lifetime. A lifetime in Lemuria wasn't simply 80 or so years, and the Lemurians had their own choice as to how long they could live. Some of them lived for many thousands of years and worked with very evolved star beings who helped to strengthen the energy systems of the Lemurians to bring in more codes. These codes were gifted because of the 3 light grid programmers. There was Reuben, harmonic flows, Suzanna, divine love element, and Ishmael, the sacred light geometry codes. As I've stated in many teachings before, Suzanna was the only one to be able to reach within the great Lord, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great Universal Love Grid to bring the highest creation codes through so that the people of Lemuria could learn to grow upwards in the universes once again. Why? Because all in the universal game was destroyed. You had nowhere to go to upwards. The rest of the people who did not come to Lemuria were kept in other realms, and they were learning to become part of the Lemurian race. So there were many different levels happening. You didn't simply become a Lemurian, you needed to learn to become a Lemurian in another space. This was a space up higher, and you were taught by many masters and spirit guides, and also many evolved star beings as to how you could become a Lemurian to hold those sacred codes so that all in the universe could be rebuilt upwards. To be a Lemurian was the greatest, most sacred privilege in the whole universe. They were seen as strong beings. They were seen as leaders. And the more that those Lemurians worked with the higher love codes for those millions of years it existed, the greater the Lemurians became. So there were very strong Lemurians. They were special code carriers. There were others who didn't really work with the codes as much, but they were important. They all held the love together, united. After the fall, the privilege of being part of the highest love realms was taken away because of the sacredness of the codes. The Lemurians as a collective did not recognize the sacredness of the highest love universal reign any longer. And there were those who were in Lemuria as very high priests and high priestesses who worked very closely to the 3 sacred light grid programmers who were kept in another realm of Lemuria so that they could look after those sacred codes for you should you desire to return back to the highest love realms. When was this going to become part of you again? During the time of the great sun alignment consciousness, the very time you are living in, when you have the opportunity to become activated. At the activations, you receive your Lemurian mantles. You also receive the divine flames during the 3rd weekend from the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, which are the keys to your higher love dimensions. Why do you not have to keep working at those codes like in Lemuria? Because you have already worked for them in the great Lemuria. They have been kept under lock and key until you decide to become activated, which means that you can connect to those sacred codes once again when you desire it. Please understand, I'm teaching you so much here to see and understand the divine privilege that is upon your plane at this time. People upon your plane don't understand how important the divine pineal gland activations are. Many rubbish it. Many say that humans can do it. Many say that they can do it themselves. I am saying in a very friendly tone, hello people, please wake up. I, as Chiron, locked them up with a tight key so that only the light grid programmer Suzanna Maria Emmanuel could possibly go within that lock, because she is the sacred key to gift you back your codes. No other human has that ability. The humans are the fallen Lemurians. Not all of them, because there are many other races among you as well that I have not yet discussed with you. But many humans upon your plane are the fallen Lemurians. Those Lemurians lost their privilege to go back up. The Galactic Federation, after the Great Fall, didn't want you back up. Why? Because now you had been tainted and blemished. To them, being cleansed and purified is the most magnificent gift they could possibly give their people. Because if they were more tainted, because once Lemuria fell, they also received your karma to a certain extent, then they would fall even more. And they didn't want that. They treasured their purity more than all other things. So they desired to cut you off. Cut them off. Ka'airon, they stated in the great divine courts. They do not deserve to come up. We have worked so hard with those Lemurians. We worked with teams of them, going to their plane and up in the spiritual levels. We taught them how to become strong Lemurians. We were among them too, being there, shepherding them, teaching them how to live, teaching them how to build their houses. And this is how they've treated the divine universe. So you were cut off by the majority of them, except Helisaris and the divine love element, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel. So they desired a great gateway to come into existence, but this would mean that Suzanna would need to come to your plane so many lifetimes in order to strengthen the violet flame which is always carried, so that your people upon the earth could one day come through that ascension gate and become reactivated with their sacred Lemurian light privileges, their codes, so that they could return. This needed a great unity within the Galactic Federations and also within many other star families. Trillions of them were voting for you. And yet they did need you also, as you have the codes to build up the greater love universes. Yes, it could have been done without the people becoming activated. But then the question was given to the great divine courts, addressing all the galactic family members. Friends, said Helisaris, if you desire to cut off the Lemurians, you are leaving them behind. And isn't it important that we begin to learn to love more within our hearts? For how can we even leave one behind? For not all of the collective desire to go with the darkness. There were those who were tortured. They did not have the choice. Look at how many Lemurians were killed within their temples. Even if it is only for their sake, we must create a gateway, for they cannot come up either. There is no way to come up unless they receive those sacred codes again. Many in the galactic courts clapped their hands. Stephen, can you give a clap? Yes, that's all right. And many of them said, boo, go boo. Yes, that's all right. So in the galactic courts, there is the majority of the votes. So in order for Helisaris to gain the majority of the strength, he needed to teach the federations more love within them. So they received many more teachings. They began to understand how sacred the divine love codes are of the sacred Lemurians, and how much they mean to them too. So they've learned so much along the way. They've needed to learn to forgive more, so teams were set up to forgive the fallen consciousness of the Lemurians and also what is happening upon your plane at this time. Large preparations happened in order for you to go up to those codes. And yet so many people upon your plane dig in their toes at this time and say, no way, Jose Kairon, am I going to become activated. So I'm here to awaken you more. First of all, I would like to say how wonderful it is to see people who desire to become activated and become part of that love consciousness once again. The activations is not for the me anymore, even though the people who become activated may think it is for me healing, me this, me that, because that is the consciousness of most people at the time of coming to the activations. However, when you grow into the love, you begin to realize how powerful it is not to be me, but we, one with the great love of the great federations of harmonic love in a greater universe. For then you become part of the star frequencies again, and it is them who are helping you to climb upwards. It's not you who's helping you to climb upwards. It's not you who is helping them to climb upwards either. They are doing so much work for the activated, but they will not do this for anyone who says at this time, no, Kairon, I don't want this, because the greatest test at this time that's given to the people upon your plane is to the Lemurians, to the light code carriers, which are unactivated. Will you desire to step into your greater codes? Will you desire to become part of the lovers of love and truth once again? Will you desire to bring through the love of the archangelic force Kairon at this time to save mankind? This might be an easy question for many to answer. Yes, Kairon, I do want that so much. And yet I will say to you, so where are you then? So many people don't want to move. It's very beautiful, isn't it? I want those codes, Kairon. I want to be a universal love teacher, Kairon. I get the 2020. I've always known within me that 2020 is significant, Kairon. Yes, I get the light grid programmer. Not sure if I desire it, however, but I accept it, Kairon. As long as I get those codes, Kairon, they will state. And so where are you? Well, I don't want to move. I don't want to pay for the fees which will help to advertise the activations worldwide and promote the love upon your plane. I don't want to do that, even though it's hardly anything. No, I don't want to get on that plane. I don't want to get on that bus. I don't want to go in that car. I certainly don't want to talk to my friends about it. Because what will they think? You know, my many spiritual friends, they're so spiritual, but they have this idea, they have that idea. Talk to them about the activations, I get a no straight away. You know what, Kairon? I don't like to hear no. I can't handle resistance. Well, our dear friends, I'm here to give you a beautiful lesson. A lesson of so much love. Why am I speaking to you like this? Because I'm here to bring you upwards, friends. You know, it is so beautiful. is that one day people are going to demand the activations. Oh, it's already beginning. My beautiful channel Suzanna has been rather concerned about it since a word go. Chiron, she said, one day, in a few years' time, they will demand me to go everywhere, and I can't do that. Yet they've had all this time to come. But there will be a time, won't there, when there will be a timer restriction. How am I meant to activate so many at the same time? Because I've only got energy of a human being. Although I will state as Chiron, she's got far more energy than an average human being. Her energy is so huge and it is so vast. But this is how she feels. So now, since I've stated 2020 because of the game speeding up, she's expecting that already to happen. And guess what? It is. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm here to help you to understand a few little things. Becoming activated, friends, is not a right. It's the most incredible privilege. Do you hear that? Privilege. It's your greatest privilege to come to the University of Light, where you will learn so much. Not only learn how to heal your life, how to be happy, how to gain more wealth, more love, a better relationship, how to become a portal lover, how to be with the highest star frequencies, the highest archangelic frequencies, how to open up to those most beautiful, beautiful spiritual gifts, how to become a lover of love, how to heal your family, how to heal your animals, how to begin to heal the earth. Oh, isn't this beautiful? But it's also about the transmissions that you receive. You are switched on to the Gaia codes, to your life codes, to the star codes, to all of life. You receive the highest privilege of having your human karma released. How much do you value that exactly? Oh, well, I can hear the arguments coming back already. It's all very well, beautiful Chiron, but I don't want to do this, I understand it from one point of view, but from another point of view, I have so much to argue with it about. Why do I have to pay for it? If this channel is so divine, why should I have to pay? Well, our dear friends, let's talk about energy exchanges, shall we? And exactly what this will take. You see, this is not just about you anymore, is it? This is about the collective. I, as Chiron, am offering you the greatest realms of love. I'm offering you eternal love freedom, and yet you don't want to pay a small amount for the activations? Isn't it worth it? That money that you pay will go towards greater advertising. Susanna being able to fly to other spaces, being able to do more things for the people because she has a very limited budget. I am working hard with her so she doesn't have to work full time, because when she works full time in another job, that is, she won't be able to be my channel any longer, for she needs this full-time work to be able to reach the people. And at this time I'm helping her to go deeper within the flows, within her knowledge, to help you to grow. In the universe, there is such a thing as an energy exchange, which means that something must be given in order for something to be received. This is all about learning to manifest, When you just take, like people have always done in the past, how can the greatest divine bless you with all of eternal life? You must learn to go both ways, friends. You must learn to go more than what is asked. For the people who give more than what is asked, I see everything, and I will give everything back to you so much more. But the people who don't want to give it all, how can I give you more? How can I bless you with the most magnificent gift? Come with your heart and say, yes, that is the fee. That's beautiful. I will give that freely. Doesn't mean that you need to give more money, because what is money? It's an energy exchange, yes, in your world, but it's your heart that means more than anything. I will pay for that, Ka'airon, knowing that you set the price in the first place, Ka'airon. Although I must say here that I actually had given Suzanna a much higher range for the people to pay. But because of her love within her heart, she brings everything down. Ka'airon, that's too much for the people. What do you mean, £2,500? They can't afford that. Well, now you don't have to pay £2,500, and yet the little bit that you are asked to pay is still too much. Or is it? When you consider the eternal lifetimes of glory before you, when you give from your heart, it's a nothing. It's nothing. It's a walk in the park. It's so easy to get. Anyone can do this. Do you know how much I help you when you desire to come, but the people just don't want to? Do you know what else a lot of people demand? Susanna, online activations. I don't want to jump on that plane. I can't. And so the excuses are given. Yes, please keep listening. Don't tune off this most beautiful tuning into the channel, because this is important for you, friends. This is a divine court after all, whether you desire to listen or not. If you don't, that's beautiful, because you can talk to me after this lifetime. I'm here helping you to climb upwards. This is what you call tough love, isn't it? I'm looking for the people who really want to work hard for the great collective. I'm here to help the people to grow into the greatest love dimensions. As universal love teaches, that means being an example. That means having the time to sacrifice that extra mile. That means to sacrifice your funding or your time or even what you desire or not desire. It means all that, because when you show that, I can truly bless that. When I say to Suzanna, don't worry about it, Suzanna, just activate everyone. Well, then you will miss the whole point. Then the Galactic Federations of Light will state, where is the collective? How have they grown as a collective? Where is the desire to work hard for the divine will? Where is the we instead of just me? They need to go back down again. Ka'airon, we can't use those people. I, as the great divine love judge, say no to the remote activations online, because it's too easy. You can get any course online. You can learn healing online. You can tune into any spiritual teacher. Don't you understand how different this is? Can't you see how beautiful this is? This isn't for money. This is a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a prank. This is the real thing. What are you willing to do for the real thing, friends? Are you willing to turn up, or are you willing to tune out? So I am testing everyone at this time. This is not a save me time either. This is not a time of, I want to be saved, Ka'airon. You owe it to me. Remember this teaching, friends. This is the most divine privilege that has ever been presented to the people. The people who see it as a divine privilege will receive so many blessings. Here I am inviting people to learn to work with a great collective, with the magnetic love frequencies of healing during the activations. So as I've already explained, there are the activations for 3 weekends, but there are other courses now. There are the magnetic alignment attunements where you receive a healing flow of love, and it comes within you. The more that you learn these sacred ways, the more that you grow within it. For all things are collective now. In these activations, you will also have the opportunity to learn to become a teacher of love, to help prepare the people for the activations coming. Because millions need to learn higher love consciousness. You will have so many privileges coming to you. For those ones who come on board early, they will have the greatest privileges. Please note these words. The magnetic love frequency gate will not always be open to the ones who become activated. There will be a time when I as Ka'airon will state, the numbers are great enough. Now it is the time for the teachers to really teach so that Suzanna can go and activate, because then it becomes a saving machine, as you like. It becomes a let's give the codes to the greater people. But note also this, friends. This is very important for you to understand. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, better it is that you learn now than much later on in your afterlife. The people who become activated within the heart, who desire love and peace upon your plane, who receive the magnetic frequency attunements from my being Ka'airon through my light grid programmer Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, the people who become universal love teachers starting right here on your plane, learning to work with people to prepare them for the divine activations that I only will give through my light grid programmer Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, are the ones who become the most gifted within all the activated organization. They are the ones who will go, or who can go, who have the opportunity to go to the highest love realms. Why do I say have the opportunity to go to? Because all things are tested. When you give with your heart, when you speak to a person with your heart, when you keep desiring to do the exercises, when you keep working with a collective, then you are building up your love frequencies enough to go to those universal love teacher roles up there, and you will learn to do so much. There are other courses coming online as well for the activated. But all things must be considered. All things must be desired first. All things must be ready first before the greater gifts can be given. There will be a time when the teacher gates of the activated ones, those ones who come to the activations, will be closed because there will be enough. And there won't be thousands and thousands and thousands of teachers running around on your plane preparing the people for the activated, because then everything will come out of hand. This is a collective work. And a collective work means building a foundation and keeping everything very tight and keeping all things organized and learning to give the ones who have the sacred privileges the keys to becoming greater. They are the sacred ones. I want to congratulate the activated who keep an eye on other activated and pull them up when they see things not going in divine alignment. In Lemuria, all things fell apart when the darkness came in and all things became separated, and everyone who desired to go to those sides desired their own teaching abilities. They wanted their followings. They forgot about the divine alignment that was just about to come, so they lost their privileges. Now it is about working with the collective as one. It is about building that love arrangement upon your plane so that it can grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and being organized to hold that greater number. And for this, friends, it is strong ones who are needed. Strong ones who are willing to work that heart of yours. Strong ones who are willing to work with the love and grow into the love. Not the weak ones who are only in it for the me, and I can boss you around Ka'airon, because there are plenty of those. That's how all of Lemuria felt. So many claim to be channeling my being Ka'airon. And look at the one who is the one who claimed to be channeling Ka'airon upon your plane under the name of Cryon, and Cryon was never my name. It was always Ka'airon, but it was to be permitted because of the numbers, the huge numbers that he pulled away from Lemuria. So it was his karmic agreement to begin to channel that energy, but it was not my full energy that he always channeled here upon this plane, only the energy that had been tainted, but it was enough for the people to recognize it, and then I could come in with my light grid programmer and bring in the full Ka'airon, and the full Ka'airon is going to become greater and greater. So the more love is built within the activated, the more love is built within the light grid programmer, the more you will feel Ka'airon rising. There's only one who will ever channel my being Ka'airon in your day and age to this level of the light grid programmer, and that is Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, the divine love element light grid programmer. She has the pureness of Ka'airon. She has the pureness of Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. She is the pure channel, and I will state that here as the great divine love judge, and I can only speak from the highest truth and the highest source. And all the people who come to the divine pineal gland activations are becoming part of that sacred alignment and will feel the pool of love coming within them and being pulled up together as a great collective within that sacred healing grid. This is the greatest sacred privilege you could possibly have. The Galactic Federations didn't want you. Do you not understand? It is only because of that sacred gateway that was created by Helisaris and the sacred divine love element light grid programmer that you could possibly have these activations. Really begin to appreciate it. For those who are researching this most incredible channel, keep listening. So many teachings are coming. I am Ka'airon. My name means builder of light frequencies. I am here gifting you your life codes back, so that you do not need to come to the suffering again, but become beautiful within yourself. This is the great alignment, friends, where all your human karma can be released and removed for good, because I am the divine love aligner. I am the divine love judge. No other can remove your human karma because they have human karma. Only a being of great love and the great aligner can remove your human karma. No human can state they can remove human karma. No human can claim they are channeling an angel to remove their human karma either, as many upon your plane state this, because that channel has not been activated with my being Kairon and not being aligned to become the great divine love element light grid programmer. Only the light grid programmer completely clear of human karma, and she only came to your planet to save the people, to save mankind. She never needed to. So in my eyes, as the great divine love judge, she never received the human karma. It is only the one that is unblemished and pure in the heart that could ever be that sacred gateway. And here is the sacred key, the sacred gateway. It is up to you to choose which way you will go. But please understand that if you keep saying, Kairon, I don't want this, you will suffer so much in your future lifetimes. And even if you become activated so far into the future, before the final gate closes, you will understand in the afterlife that your lifetimes to the greatest love evolution realms could have been so much easier, because then, friends, you will truly awaken to what is. So I'm offering you the greatest gift. Once that gate closes of the universal love teachers, there will be no more universal love teachers coming into that teacher gate. The divine realms of love will open up to the second level then, and they will be very, very high also, for a whole other purpose, as you will discover after this gate has been closed. Yes, that gate will be very high as well, but how many can come into that gate? It's only the heart lovers who will become part of that gate. And then once that gate closes, another gate opens. And so on, and it will drop down in frequencies. And I state, as the great Kairon, please, if you are listening to these teachings, awaken the people to the great calling happening. Know how real it is. There is nothing more real upon your plane except the divine pineal gland activations, except allowing you to be switched on to your star frequencies. There is no other leader upon your plane who can do this work of the great divine. When you get this, when you understand this, when you appreciate it, you are on the right road, friends. And there is only one great road upwards. Pray that you will find it quick enough. Pray. Greetings, I am Kairon, Master of Magnetic Forces, Flows and Alignment. You may also know me as Cryon Magnetic Services. Greetings.
Greetings.
Greetings and blessings. I am Lord Maitreya, and I'm always so happy to come through for the people who desire the love and the light. How magnificent it is to see the ones who desire the love and the light to come to the road of love and peace. I, as the Lord Maitreya, desire to be your friend, more to guide you upwards, so that you too can feel the great flows of the love and the light. It is beautiful for the ones who desire to grow. That growth happens within you. It is not something that other people can see with their physical eyes, but it is something they can feel happening within you. It is that one that finds that place of love. That one will feel peace coming deep within them. And that peace, dear friends, is the inner peace of spirit. Spirit loves you so much. But how much do you love yourself? How can Spirit give you more love when you don't love Spirit very much? You can only learn to love Spirit when you go deep within you and you accept Spirit within you. Do you take time to understand Spirit? Do you take time to understand the beauty of all of life? A long time ago when I was upon your plane, I walked with men and women, and I was a teacher, teaching the people to always reach within their hearts to find the quietness within. I helped them to sit for hours. Focus within yourself. Find Spirit within you. Allow Spirit to dance within you. Let go of the human thoughts. Find the Spirit within you. Learn to dance with the Spirit. Many learned to dance with the light of the Spirit. Many lifetimes I, Lord Maitreya, came back as a teacher, teaching the people to be in the quiet, to be in the love, to be in that space, to be in that happiness, to be in the silence. When a person is disturbed too much with the noise around them, their spirit cannot grow within them. The Spirit can only grow when the Spirit is appreciated. I, Lord Maitreya, am now working with the great Chiron and the great Divine Lord, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, to guide the people back to their spirit, to guide the people deeper into their spirit, which is what I, as Lord Maitreya, always desired to do for the people. I worked in many lifetimes searching for that ultimate truth. I also worked with this great channel who was one of the great teachers. In many lifetimes we were dear friends. I was a dear friend to many people. I worked with her in a future lifetime also, during the calling of the great Chiron, when many became activated at that time. And I worked hard alongside with her as a partner, dedicated my life to helping the people, seeing them grow, but the numbers were not great enough. In sadness we were. But there were those who were so dedicated within themselves, who ascended upwards and did not need to return. And they vowed to help the ones upon your plane at this time to learn to treasure spirit, to learn to treasure all that is divine within, so that we could become greater spiritual teachers. I, as Lord Maitreya, say, there is no greater privilege than to enter those gates. There is no other way to ascend upwards either to the greater love than by receiving your great gifts back. And again, the sacred channel, the light grid programmer, returned to collect the ones who desire to rise. And I, as Lord Maitreya, am working alongside with you, this time in spirit, not in physical. I work with the ones who are activated, and my teachings are able to become greater now also, helping the activated to grow. And these privileges will be given to me. And that means that I can grow much more as Lord Maitreya. How blessed I am on my divine path. How much I treasure the great ascension growth happening as an ascended master. How much I treasure to see the people upon your plane reach out to the activation so that they can become ascended masters also after this lifetime, for those ones who come in so early, for they too can then state, I am ascended now, Lord Maitreya. Don't you know that ascension lies within the heart? The heart is the key to all things. If your heart is not within your spirit self, how can you ascend upwards? Learn to be quiet within yourself. Learn to feel spirit growing within yourself. Learn to feel what the right direction is for yourself. Learn to be in the gratitude for all that is happening. Learn to feel how valuable your life is at this time. For you came to this lifetime with a precious goal to become one with the greater universe again. And I, as Lord Maitreya, am always in gratitude for the great love of the great universe. And I, as Lord Maitreya, ask you to be in gratitude too for the great love of the great universe. For how else can you ascend upwards if you don't carry that gratitude? Be grateful for all that is and has been and is coming. For that is reaching within yourself to find your higher path. Your higher self wants you to grow so much. It wants you to let go of your lower thoughts, your lower emotions. For how can you ascend to the greater glory of the greater realms if you do not understand how precious you are? And so it is that I am delighted to be with the ones who want to find inner peace. I've always been delighted. Your wisdom will grow well in these spaces. Your inner peace will grow well within these spaces. May your calmness return. May you learn to be at one within yourself so that your spirit can grow and become more precious to you, so that your gratitude grows. Greetings and blessings. I am Lord Maitreya.
Greetings.
Greetings, I am a Dharma, spiritual high priest, on the spiritual high love dimensions, still in existence on your timeline. How precious the people are upon your plane. How precious you are to us as the Lemurians on the high living dimensions. For myself as a Dharma, I wish to bring you peace and love. I have never wanted you to be in another state other than peace and love. In Lemuria, you always had peace and love. We valued peace and love above all things. Our great cities, where we are at this time on our dimensions, are in peace and love. And we have many Lemurians living. One day we will know that you are part of us again as a collective. For those ones who are activated, already you are a part of us. I'm looking forward to gifting the mantles to those who become newly activated during the next activations. Don't you know how wonderful the celebration is? For every Lemurian who becomes reactivated, we light up a flame of remembrance. We cry out with our hearts, this one is becoming awakened. That one is becoming awakened. That one is becoming awakened. The ones who work so hard with the love, their flames are so bright. And we can add to their flames. We can add to their wisdom. For us as high priests and high priestesses, it is indeed a divine privilege to help the ones who have received their Lemurian mantles back again to grow. Oh, how long we have waited. How long we have waited to give it back to you. Every moon we have counted, 1,000 moons and more, 1,000 sunrises and more, shifts happening. We've watched your plane. We've watched the strong ones. We're so grateful that this time is here upon your plane. The dimensions are shifting. The bands of love are growing within us. Within you as an activated one, when you become activated. The songs of love are flowing in the universe. If you could hear the songs of love flowing, you would appreciate it so much. Lemuria, the old Lemuria, was always our land together. The people grew and grew in their love, their strength, their pride. They always blessed each other. I, as a Dharma, worked so hard as a high priest, along with a sacred light grid programmer. It pains me so much to see her as human. Ruben and Ishmael, the other two light grid programmers, are working on these Lemurian higher dimensions, and they see their sister Suzanna also. We remember her as the great beauty that she was. We remember you as the great Lemurians. You did not have your suffering in Lemuria. You didn't understand pain. And we still cannot understand why you turned away from it. It still aches me. So when it aches me, I know I need to forgive more. To see a whole nation falling. My friends, you were my friends. Every Lemurian was a part of us. Do not think that we simply wiped you out of our memory. We worked so hard remembering you, keeping your codes safe. On more levels than you can comprehend. We had star beings sacrificing their lives to come to our plane, so that they could come closer to you, understand your ways more, so that the higher star beings could have more compassion for you. Oh, Lemurians, I am so in love with all those who desire the great Lemurian ways. We call it the Lemurian codes of love. As high priests and high priestesses at this time, we work in a tight union, always together. We remind each other of the greater universes, and we are so happy that those greater ascension states are almost before us because of the divine activations happening upon your plane. Oh, how wonderful it is! We don't need to keep waiting for you. Only a little while longer, and we can let go and meet with our highest star brothers and star sisters again. We have sacrificed so much too. We could have easily gone up. Quite a few of the Lemurians on the higher levels desired that so much, and we let them go. But many of us stayed, waiting for you to desire to climb up again. For how can you climb up without us? For we're part of your people. You're part of our people. Until the gate closes, you're still part of our people. Once the greatest gate closes in so many years, and you are unable to gain your codes back, then we can state you're no longer part of us. But that is still some time away in your timeline yet. So this gateway is an opportunity for you. We pray you awaken to the love. We know how hard some of you fell, and the great resistance is still within you. You still keep fighting off the great divine path. You still keep not listening, trying to avoid it, trying to deny it, trying to not spread it. Some of you, I as a Dharma say, please wake up. Don't you know? But no. Many of you don't know. You don't believe it anymore. You don't believe in the sacred codes anymore. You don't believe in the high love realms anymore, or your return. You suffered so much of your amnesia that you're unwilling to go back to the state of where you were. All Lemurians are able to tap into the deeper memories of love. Now this dimension is opened. Chiron has given you this great gift. Whoever hears these teachings are able to tap back into their deeper memories if their heart is so open. But there were so many that resisted it so greatly in Lemuria. So for those, it's so hard to come back. How can we come back, Adama? We fought all that was good. So I, as a Dharma, will say this. Please forgive yourselves. Forgive all that has happened. Come back. Come back, my children of Lemuria. I call you my children. I, as a Dharma, am known by many here as a spiritual father. Spiritual Lemurian father. In Lemuria, so many of you desired to know more. So you came to the high priests and the high priestesses for more knowledge. And I worked along with many of you. Life was beautiful, and it can become that again when Lemuria grows back within your heart. Grow again, Lemurians. Grow within your gifts again. Be in the love. Forgive all that has happened. And I state this with all my love within my heart. May your heart open to your Lemurian love. May you feel the flow of warmth growing within you. May you open up to the Lemurian unity and become Lemurian again. When you receive your Lemurian light codes back again and your Lemurian mantle, I wish you many greetings. I wish you many blessings. I wish you much peace. Greetings, I am Adama, spiritual high priest, on the spiritual high love dimensions, still very much in existence on your timeline at this time. Greetings.
Greetings.
Greetings and many blessings. I am Archangel Michael, and I wish to greet you with so much love. It has been some time ago since I came through, and so I wanted to come through. I always enjoy talking to the people who want to hear the Archangel speaking. Do you know how much we love the people who want to love more? It is always important to ask for our love. Oh, Archangel Michael, please surround me with your love. Please surround me with your goodness. Touch my heart. Help me to open up to greater love and wisdom. Those are the people we can truly help. They are open to archangelic love. Those are the wise ones. The wise ones are beautiful to us. And there are many archangels. It's beautiful being an archangel. We can be at any time, at any space. Do not think there's only one of us, for there are many. I, as Archangel Michael, am a whole force of archangels. You think in singular terms. Yet we are in collective terms. We are one. We work on different frequencies depending on what the people need to heal. Never be afraid to call in an archangel. Never think that you're not worthy of having an archangel near you. Know how much love we have for you. We have unconditional love for you. You cannot understand unconditional love. Even for the person who thinks they can have unconditional love, there's always conditions to their love. But we as archangels, we work on a much higher ray of love than the humans do. We are eternal beings. We are eternal love. And we want to help you become of love more. So much love is needed upon your plane. How can we bring more love when the people don't want to have our love? When they are so unaware of our love? We desire to help more people to understand the love of archangels. Archangels are large beings and wise beings. We can expand so much greater, but we're never too large for you. We never think you are nothing. We know you are everything. You're part of us. Do you know that? All things are part of divine love. It's just you've forgotten that. And the more that you can climb into your love, the more that you can grow into the love. I'd like to bring you into a small meditation, if I may. A meditation to gift you peace and love, and to help you to grow with more strength within your life. For I, as Archangel Michael, am here to give strength to anyone who desires to have strength and wisdom and might. So please join me. We begin like this. Simply breathe in and breathe out. Feel the peace coming deep within you when you breathe in and when you breathe out. Feel your feet being part of the earth's flow and draw in the energy of the earth. Become at peace with all things in your life. The earth is loving. Feel the love of the earth and grow the love of the earth within your flows. Grow with strength. Feel the strength growing within you by drawing it more inside of you. Allow archangels to surround you now. Allow the greatest protection to come to you, so that only the greatest love and light can be within your field. The warmth is coming within you. The light is coming within you. The peace you feel is coming within you. We're now going to go to a place within your mind. A place of peace and love. Just feel yourself walking on a path of love. Every step you take, you grow with more strength. Walk in the path and see the beauty around you, the trees, the plants, sky. Everything that you connect to here gives you more strength. Do you see those trees? They give you more strength. Do you see those plants? They give you more strength. When you walk, you're connecting deep within the earth. There is a space in front of you now. A beautiful space, open and wide. You see a table, a golden table, a golden chair, and another chair. You wonder who this other chair is for. Please sit down on the chair. And there is a beautiful being coming towards you in the distance. See this being. Who is this being? Can you see this being? Hug this being so much. Thank this being for being present. And sit down together. A gift will be given to you. It is your personal gift for strength and love within your life. Receive it. It is a gift you will want. If you can see it, if you know it, well done. If you do not know it, you will understand much more of the gift in the coming days. If you can receive a message now, please allow it to come. This being loves you very, very much. You're given a flower. Can you see the flower? Can you smell the flower? Please take the flower. It's an appreciation gift for you. And now it's time to say goodbye. But before you say goodbye, you're given one final gift. It is a sword of strength and love. It will help you with your boundaries. When to say no, when to say yes. When to feel safe, which you will always want to have, feeling safe. Take it. It's precious. And then this being goes. But no, you can always come back. Maybe next time you will meet someone else with another gift, another message. And now feel yourself walking again on the path. And with every step, you grow stronger. You have your gifts. You've received a message. And then breathe in and breathe out. And feel your feet becoming part of the earth, more and more coming back to your spaces. Relaxing more within your time frame. Feeling your hands move, your arms move, your legs move, your neck move. Breathing in deeply and out, and then release. And slowly you can open up your eyes. Well done, our dear friends. That was a beautiful gift for you. All things within that meditation meant so much. The path you walked on was your strength and your might, your higher path of your inner truth, the trees, the wisdom of all the universe, the plants, all of nature's wisdom, the table of knowledge, as were the chairs. Whatever you saw upon the table was greater depth for you. The being you saw was a very special being to you. The gifts you received were all gifts you need at this time. The sword you received, the strength of your boundaries, you did well. You did well. May you be at peace. May you grow in the love and in the strength. May you always remember to protect yourself with a great love, so that you can grow in the great love and the great wisdom. And I will say to you, greetings, I am Archangel Michael.
Greetings.